Hello again. Today we're going to be talking about how to interpret the derivative of a function. So let's get started. First of all, when we do find the derivative in context, we often have to interpret what the meaning of that derivative is, and we have to use correct units to do it. And typically we say that at a specific x value, the y value is changing at an instantaneous rate, and we have to use that word, with the derivative value that we calculated. So we talk about positive derivative values as increases and negative derivative values as decreases. And then the units that we use have to be units of y per units of x. All right, so let's look at an example. If t is the time measured in years and p is the population in millions of people, then let's suppose we have an answer of p prime of 6 equals 25. We can interpret that as at a time of 6 years, the population is increasing at an instantaneous rate of 25 million people per year. That's how we would interpret that answer. Let's say that in another example, time is in seconds and the velocity of a bicycle is in meters per second. We can interpret that if we get an answer of v prime of 10 equals negative 1.4, we can interpret that answer as at a time of 10 seconds, the velocity of the bicycle is decreasing at a rate of 1.4 meters per second. So we don't include the negative as part of our number answer. We describe that as being a decrease. So let's look at some examples that don't involve time. If x is the number of toys made and c is the total cost of making x toys, then if we get an answer of c prime of 20 equals 1.36, then we can interpret that as when the 20th toy is made, then the cost increases at an instantaneous rate of $1.36 per toy. And again, we're using that instantaneous word and we're talking about a positive value as an increase. Let's say that if S is the number of shirts bought and V is the volume of unused closet space in square meters, then if we get an answer of V prime of 20 equals negative 2.2, we can interpret that as when the 20th shirt is bought, then the unused closet space decreases at a rate of 2.2 square meters per shirt. So just a quick lesson on how to interpret values of the derivative in context, usually for that last point on any kind of a calculus test. So if you have any questions, please let me know and I will see you tomorrow.